Hey, I have a very personal question to ask you, so don't get embarrassed. Do you sing in the shower? Or in the car? Or after 5 drinks at karaoke night? And there's really little keeping you from singing on stage, beyond, of course, the anxiety of someone else hearing you. The confidence of holding the perfectly chosen 16 bars can help you overcome that. But how can you know what songs are best for your voice? Well, I'm Derek, I've been drawn poorly, and we're talking about it right now. Yes, this is indeed the only channel for theater kids and the people who tolerate them that is hosted by something out of a junior high sketchbook. And if you find you need more of that in your life, I highly recommend hitting the like and subscribe buttons now, because there's no day like today. Is that the first Rent reference of the channel? Guess you'll have to watch all our previous episodes to find out. Long before I was a poorly drawn boy, I was actually a real-life music teacher with a bachelor's in vocal music instruction. So since one of the hurdles for inexperienced auditioners is choosing the best selection to showcase their voice, I thought a brief interlude about vocal range would be appropriate. So why are voices so different in the first place? Well, the most simple explanation is that voices are different because bodies are different. Think of your vocal cords as, say, rubber bands. Your bands themselves might be, just as an example, thicker than your friends' rubber bands, and that's changed how they sound. The way that they've been stretched by your body growing has changed how they sound, and when the air from your lungs rises up and causes them to vibrate, the unique combination of your throat, mouth, and nose have created a differently shaped resonance chamber than anyone else. Make any tiny little change to any of these pieces, and you get an entirely different voice. And I'll make a bonus video to break down a simple experiment that you can use to explain this phenomenon all on your own. But how do we define vocal range? I'm going to keep on my elementary choir director hat and talk about the 3 voices, because I found that this visualization does help. Think of a house, 2 stories with a basement. The main floor is what I like to call the throat voice. These are the tones that most closely align with how you speak. For example, a normal conversation, my tone fluctuates between about here and down to around here, which is a comfortable octave range. Then you descend down into the basement. That's going left on the piano into what we call the chest voice. If you pay attention, you might be able to feel your lungs rumble a little bit when you are scraping against the bottom of your range and trying to create the most open, resonant space possible. Then above that throat voice would obviously be the head voice. As the tones ascend, you, going towards the right of the piano, will feel the sound start coming from behind your eyes as it gets lighter and airier. As you keep going up, you're going to eventually hit the break, a point where you can't support a full tone anymore, and then you're left with the falsetto notes, which generally sound thin and put a strain on your vocal machinery. So your range is the set of notes that you can sing with accuracy using one of those 3 main voices, with the falsetto tones being locked in the attic for special occasions. Whew. Now how about a quick, easy third discussion point? Ever get confused by terms like alto and soprano and wonder why they're so important to finding an audition piece? Well, in traditional choral scoring, we divide the voices into 4 parts: soprano, alto, tenor, bass. There are also baritones like myself, stuck in between tenors and basses, and mezzo-sopranos in between altos and sopranos, but let's keep things in a simple SATB format today. Sopranos are your highest female voices, usually getting the melody line and existing in the range between here and here. Altos are the low female voices and are most comfortable singing between here and here. Basses are the lowest voice, can typically go from here to here, and those cocky leading man tenors have a range from around here to here. If you want to see a visualization of those ranges, I provided one down in the description. But again, why was that important? Well, you have a vocal range that is entirely and uniquely your own. And every song has a range that is entirely and uniquely its own. A composer does not write a melody with a future auditioner in mind. In fact, some composers don't even write melodies with actual human beings in mind. It is up to you to find the piece that matches your voice, glass slipper style, so that you can make the best impression at your audition. Now, there are resources out there that break down audition pieces and list the written range so you can see ahead of time which songs are the best fit for you, and that will also be down in the description. And hey, if you're getting fancy and changing the key of a song to better fit you, give sheet music in that key to the audition accompanist. Make their life a little bit easier. They deserve a break. Speaking of breaks, this is where I'm going to take a moment to thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section if you found any of that information useful, and what other vocal performance topics you'd like to see me break down with elementary choir director analogies. And be sure to share this with the section leader in your life, because next week we turn the tables when we look at casting from the director's point of view. Peace, and all good.